Hi everybody, I'm Sean Rice with GoDaddy Design Foundations. Today I'm working on converting some buttons from this big view of lots of variants to using Figma properties. One of the issues that I was running into was converting these icons into the properties. We would break instances of buttons themselves. One thing that I've set up here is I've got regression tests actually so that we can detect when these things are actually going to cause problems for our designers when they hit the update button, which we don't want to do. So here's a copy of everything using the defaults, and then I've got a copy where I've overridden everything that is supposed to be overridden. So you can kind of see how that works there. All right, so let's dive in. One thing I discovered was as I was creating these variants, so I have to copy and paste these things here. So I'm going to create, update everything so that everything has the icons. Okay, great. Now you can see that we've got all of the every button has an icon on the left hand side, and you can see that reflected over in our regression tests as well. So check that out. Okay. So let's make that icon toggleable. So let me show you the trick. So I'm going to select all the icons and I'm going to make this a has icon component property. So we're going to create that property. We're going to actually default this to false because we don't want to have this icon on by default. So I'm going to create this property. And then unfortunately what happens here is that the icon, the variant that previously had the icon, well, it no longer has it. And so if you were to hit update, you would lose your icon, and that's not what you want. So what we have to do is, and it looks like I've got some thing I need to clean up here too. Has icon, there we go. All right, so let's turn those back on. So I go here, has icon. Okay, we're gonna set that value to true. Ha, there they are, they're back. All right, so I also want to select these icons and make them an instance replace, instance swap property. Okay, so the instance swap property is called icon. So I'm gonna hit create property for that icon. Okay, gotta do these ones because they're special. So we're gonna select icon here. Okay, great. Okay, so this is all set now. Now what I'm going to do, and you're going to see this work with the icon, and we're going to actually do the same thing with the external property as well. We're going to select all of the icon variants, which I've got labeled over here on the left, and we're just going to delete them because we no longer need them. And then you're going to see over in our, okay, we've still got the icon showing by default, but you can see that the icon variants that had the icon on still have them. Great. So let's delete the icon option here because we don't need it. And let's set the has icon Boolean to default to false. Great. So we've updated all of these, and now you'll see in our regression test that the ones that had the icon previously still have them. All right. So our designers will be able to use these buttons still. They'll hit that update button and they won't lose their work. They'll still have to do, if they want to update to the latest button, they'll still have to click this reset to default, and then they'll have to turn that icon back on. Okay, so you can note that these are the overridden ones. I'm going to hit reset to default here, and then if I turn the has icon property on, it still keeps the icon that I had overridden. So that's working really well. So that's the process for removing variants that we no longer need. So now let's apply that to the external icon. So I have to do basically what I did with the original icons. So we're going to select all of the icons here for the external icon. This is an external button. Anyway, we're going to just have change this property to be external, and we're going to default it to true for now because we're skipping a step. Again, we're going to double check. Now external is showing up for all of our basic variant there. That's all well and good. We're going to delete the external variant. So we no longer need that. I can I can just delete all of these things because they're a lot simpler now. There's really only two. And now I'm going to set the external, well, I'll delete the original external property, and then I'm going to set this to default to false. And now we have two different button variants for a large and a small, and that's it. Everything else is set up the way that it should. So let's look over here in our regression tests. Do we still have external icons on our external ones? Yes. Do we have icons where we don't need them? No, we don't. Do we have icons where they're supposed to be? Yes, we do. Now let's go look over at our other one here. Same. Again, our designers will have to update their icon or update their buttons here by resetting to default and then turning on, external, and that's how they're going to have to do those updates if they need it. So this one actually had the chosen state as well. So they may need to go through and make those updates, but they won't be losing any of their work. It's just one of those things they'll have to do if they want to update ones that were already overridden. A little bit simpler, but at least they don't lose their work by clicking the update button. So that is how to properly handle a breaking change wherever possible in your design system libraries. Thanks, everybody. Sean Rice with GoDaddy Design Foundations.